Caitlin Clark just did something that no athlete has done since Michael Jordan.
We all know basketball was revolutionized by Michael Jordan, and now Caitlin Clark is causing a major stir among WNBA veterans with her historic Wilson contract. Thousands of her signature basketballs sold out in just 40 minutes, showing off her massive popularity. On top of tripling attendance numbers as a rookie, Clark is currently shattering 62 records on the court. On the court, some seasoned veterans appear to be pretty jealous of her. Still, he supports the comparison to Jordan, acknowledging her huge impact on women's basketball and the wider sports world. If you appreciate this sports content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 90% of our viewers haven't subscribed yet. It is completely free and only takes a second, but it really means the world to us. So, did you subscribe already? Awesome. Thank you so much for your support.
Wasn't like no one ever said there weren't ever great players before Caitlin Clark. There was never phenomenon, not in my lifetime, with women's basketball. And I went to UConn, so I've seen plenty of great players, but nobody's ever moved the needle in my lifetime like
I went to UConn. So, I have seen plenty of great players, but nobody has ever moved the needle in my lifetime like this. In fact, fans camped out for days when Michael Jordan unveiled a new product. In women's basketball, Caitlin Clark has now officially accomplished something that has never been done before. She has attained a highly comparable degree of market-shifting power. Since no female athlete since Jordan has released a personal signature basketball collection, her new collaboration with Wilson is a truly historic occasion. This is a pretty startling discovery. Many veterans of the WNBA are feeling pretty conflicted about this incredible rise. Once highly skeptical of Clark's abilities during her transition from college, Gerald Swoops is now compelled to acknowledge Clark's truly remarkable commercial influence. As Clark's name becomes even more popular in marketing conversations alongside Jordan's, upending the established hierarchy in women's basketball, the environment is tense. Then Wilson unveiled Caitlin Clark's signature basketball, making her the very first athlete since Michael Jordan to get their own signature basketball from Wilson. She also becomes the first WNBA player to get her own signature basketball from them. When the signature basketballs were released, Wilson significantly underestimated the demand, demonstrating the deal's extraordinary significance. In just 40 minutes, thousands of basketballs completely sold out, surpassing the selling speed of major game consoles like the PS5. This massive purchasing frenzy, which extends far beyond the typical basketball audience and creates huge financial waves in women's sports marketing, clearly demonstrates Clark's deep cultural significance. The enthusiasm is highly similar to what we saw back in Jordan's time, inspiring loyal supporters who enthusiastically open up their wallets at previously unheard of rates. Clark has truly transformed the financial landscape of women's basketball. This explosive commercial reaction demonstrates that Clark has become incredibly popular, which is something that many veterans have tried for years without much success. She is the first ever female athlete to have her own collection with Wilson, but just a heads up though, the entire collection on the official Wilson website is already sold out. With each basketball symbolizing a totally distinct idea, the entire collection itself tells an engrossing tale about Clark's distinct style of play. Her exceptional shooting range is highlighted by the threes-up ball, which forces opponents to guard her from half court. In the meantime, the record-breaker ball displays her sheer superiority in statistics. Every carefully considered design component connects directly to unique aspects of Clark's game that are actively revolutionizing women's basketball, creating a product line that seems authentic rather than merely a marketing stunt. Clark's unique intangible influence is beautifully embodied in the Crowd Maestro ball. Her incredible capacity to turn any arena into a highly lively gathering. The crowd's excitement grows and the entire mood drastically changes as she takes the court. Once completely uninterested in women's basketball, fans now actively participate in every play. It is this magnetic magnetism that truly sets transcendent athletes apart from those who are just outstanding athletes. These sleek designs are part of the new Inspire series that Clark is doing in partnership with Wilson Sporting Goods. The special tribute ball pays direct homage to Clark's time with the Iowa women's basketball team, and the Dreamer Ball is carefully designed to encourage young athletes to pursue their dreams. Both are fully available in sizes 3 and 6 at select high locations. The contradiction inside the league is clearly highlighted by this remarkable market response, as veterans have spent years developing mass appeal. yet have still not seen comparable economic success. On the other hand, throughout the course of a 10-year career, Clark has quickly accomplished what so many other players simply could not do. It really shows Clark's transition from elite athlete to major cultural icon when her signature basketballs sell out faster than the newest tech drops. She is not messing around here. Geometric patterns form the number 22 using triangles, where those three sides nod directly to the deep three-pointers Clark is constantly hitting. And then that bold black and yellow is a direct nod to the colors, showing everyone that Clark is far more than just another talented rookie, which is exactly what this new Wilson partnership proves. In the world of women's basketball, she is a total revolutionary force. Even before her very first pro season is wrapped up, her sheer commercial impact is proven by hard sales numbers that place her right alongside the greatest icons in sports history. This massive shift is completely redefining what people think is possible for female basketball players in the commercial marketplace. It is just incredible. Huge congratulations to her and her family on this one. Yeah, I mean, the crazy thing is I only just started watching her last year when they played LSU, but she is absolutely phenomenal. I am officially going on the record here to say she is the best female collegiate player ever. Ever? Well, I do not know about that, but how the league is going to adapt to this new reality is definitely the big question now. While some seasoned players might find Clark's rapid rise to marketing stardom a bit intimidating, the forward-thinking players see it as a massive opportunity. By bringing an unprecedented amount of attention to the WNBA, she is drawing in major sponsorship money that could lift up every single player in women's basketball. Clark is single-handedly elevating the league's overall profile. Her mind-blowing accomplishments are opening doors for other women, with the real potential to change how female athletes are viewed across the entire sports industry. When you actually take stock of the situation outside of guys like Kevin Durant, an aging superstar like LeBron James who is near 40, and Steph Curry, there is not a single NBA player more popular today than Caitlin Clark. That is a proven fact. Clark made a bold marketing decision that initially confused industry experts, but it ultimately showed off her business smarts as she continues to lift up the entire WNBA. Putting signature basketballs right next to the milk and eggs is honestly a genius way to connect directly with Middle America. This highly creative approach is completely changing how female athletes build real cultural influence. Your local neighborhood grocery store is not usually the first place you think of when it comes to major celebrity athlete partnerships. Instead, we usually expect luxury brands, high-end athletic apparel, or popular energy drinks. Yet, Caitlin Clark made the deliberate choice to plant her brand right in the aisles of supermarkets all across the Midwest. This kind of strategic creativity shows why Clark is operating on a level that is completely unmatched by anyone else in women's sports. We are talking about the fourth most marketable athlete in the world. Yeah, and that is not just among female athletes or just in the United States, but across the entire globe. Picture parents pushing their carts down busy grocery aisles while the fluorescent lights hum over the constant beeping of the checkout scanners. And right there, Caitlin Clark's signature basketball is featured prominently right between the dairy section and everyday household essentials. This is not just some random product placement either. It represents a real homecoming for her. While elite athletes usually chase exclusive boutiques and high-end department stores, Clark chose the exact spot where regular Midwestern families spend their weekends. That is incredibly cool. It is a huge deal, so major props to Wilson. You know, they are probably the ones who went ahead and cooked this whole deal up. Now, maybe Hy-Vee reached out to Caitlin Clark first, but this is exactly the kind of smart play we expect Wilson to put together. Just think about this. The average American hits the grocery store 1.6 times every single week. You simply cannot get that level of engagement with a billboard or some random ad people just ignore. Shoppers get a reminder of Caitlin Clark every single time they walk down that aisle. What is wild is that quite a few WNBA veterans still seem to have a hard time wrapping their heads around this strategy. They have been so completely locked in on just trying to get respected as serious athletes that they completely lost sight of what Clark figured out right from day one. Meeting regular folks right where they actually live their lives is the absolute key to becoming a true cultural icon. Thanks to this Hy-Vee partnership, her gear lands right in middle American shopping carts, which sends a much deeper, more powerful message. She is saying, "I am one of you." It cements Clark as that homegrown hero who is permanently rewriting the entire playbook for the game of basketball. Look at what they just posted over on the official Hy-Vee Instagram account. Once again, Wilson and Caitlin Clark put together a brilliant, incredibly fun video full of happy fans. Just watch the crowd explode when she steps onto the floor. You cannot argue with those numbers. On average, 1.18 million viewers tune into WNBA games whenever she plays. That is 3 times the league average. Women's basketball is pulling in a brand new audience because of Clark. Even your father, who has never watched a WNBA game in his life, is now asking when the Indiana Fever will play next. She is stunning both on and off the court. The figures show just how remarkable this run really is. Like Michael Jordan, Caitlin Clark is one of the very few rookies in history to put up outstanding postseason numbers. More than 18 points, 8.5 assists, and 5 rebounds, plus 1 block and 2 steals every single game. Since day one, she has been walking right alongside the greatest of all time. It's not just about selling basketballs. What Jordan did for the men's game, Clark does for the women's. She is going way beyond the actual sport itself. That distinction is essential to her long-term influence as both a player and a cultural phenomenon. I've said it a million times, it is not breaking news anymore. It is not brand new, but I really do believe Caitlin Clark is the next face of the entire sport. You know, they have been searching for that next star in the NBA. Who is the next face of the league? It has been LeBron and Steph carrying the torch. And honestly, I think the next face of basketball, period, is Caitlin Clark. Major sports marketing opportunities. What is truly amazing is how she maintains her genuine authenticity throughout her partnership with a local grocery chain in the Midwest, which is completely in line with her heritage and personal brand. The outcomes speak for themselves, and she is fully embracing her true identity. We already knew Caitlin Clark was highly marketable, but she has been put ahead of some pretty big names. In fact, some massive worldwide international stars. 2 of them being Messi and Ronaldo. That is an estimated $11 million in sponsorships, far more than meets the eye. It's now a rivalry that could easily overshadow the actual game itself. Veteran players have responded to this glaring financial gap on the court by playing aggressively, perhaps trying to send a statement rather than just trying to win the basketball game. Have you noticed how some of these veterans defend against Clark in very different ways? It's not just in your head. The intense double teams and increased physical contact are not merely tactical, but also highly personal. A rookie now commands the massive spotlight and praise that other players who spent years cultivating this league's reputation had to work so hard to finally get. Can you really blame them, though? Just imagine working your tail off for 10 long years to build this league, only to have a newcomer instantly take over as the face of everything you fought so hard to achieve. Have some players been jealous? Yes, that probably exists. To me, yeah, jealous, sure. I mean, would you be jealous of somebody who got a $28 million shoe deal or whatever the actual deal is before even stepping foot on the court? During games, the stress is highly evident. And the fans are not the only ones who know about it. Even basketball legend Charles Barkley was unable to keep quiet and openly criticized the WNBA's handling of the whole situation surrounding Caitlin Clark, saying they could not have made it worse. Barkley's comments address a much deeper problem. The WNBA was simply unprepared for a player who could so drastically alter the financial landscape of the entire women's game. It took so long to finally get respect for women's basketball, and then they go and treat it like a junior high school girls. Locker room. Just junior high school girl antics on the court. Instead of playing the game, they have to create drama because they are jealous. Instead of letting their skills speak for themselves, they have to create drama. The fact that Clark is not arguing with seasoned players or asking for special treatment adds to the intrigue. Instead, she is using her newfound power to improve circumstances for everyone in the league. She has already been highly instrumental in negotiating better travel arrangements, charter flights for all teams, and a massive $200 million media agreement that has boosted women's basketball into primetime television broadcasts. These major developments help far more than just Clark. They have a highly beneficial impact on every single player in the league, including the very veterans who tried to ignore her. And, you know, the thing I really love about her is that she never says a single word. The circumstances surrounding Clark have become a direct mirror of the urgent problems facing the WNBA. outdated marketing, and limited public appeal, and a broken financial system that fails to properly compensate the players who actually drive the league's success. It is beyond obvious that something has to change when a rookie makes 144 times more money off the floor than on it. The league's pay structure was never built for a player who triples attendance just by stepping on the court or sells out thousands of seats. And Michael Jordan did not just make a casual remark. He fully supported Clark, saying that the WNBA should recognize and acknowledge her for her incredibly important contributions to women's basketball. Think about how huge this is, coming from the actual person who revolutionized athlete marketing. This is way more than just another simple viewpoint in an ongoing discussion. Within basketball culture, his is the most important voice. Realizing that Clark's impact goes well beyond what is typical for a rookie, Jordan's endorsement validates the trends we have seen all along, marking a significant shift in this entire narrative. Clark is a total game changer in addition to being a major celebrity. The league has already had to change faster than expected due to her impact. The crucial question here is not whether Clark actually merits all this attention, but rather whether the WNBA will seize the opportunities she represents or stick with antiquated commercial methods. What people were not willing or were a bit reluctant to appreciate was the sheer game on this young white sister of ours. She can flat out ball, and oh, by the way, she was a great ambassador for the game. And by the way, she came in there and looked out for everybody else. For 22 years, they could not get chartered flights. That sister got there, and it was done in 2 weeks. Every action she does will be closely watched, garnering a lot of attention, but few are as prepared as she is for this crucial moment. In this changing environment where the game is experiencing a truly significant metamorphosis, her tenacity and talent are incredibly evident. One thing is completely clear when she overcomes these challenging obstacles. Clark is fully prepared to take on the challenge. This is not merely a passing phase. The sports standards and expectations will be redefined as a result of this change. Caitlin is positioned to leave a lasting impression, paving the way for upcoming athletes and taking the sport to previously unheard of levels thanks to her extraordinary talent and unwavering drive. Caitlin Clark is leading and spearheading this thrilling new chapter, and the future is bright. Please leave a CC in the comment section below if you are a fan of Caitlin Clark. Please subscribe and leave a like if you liked it. However, there are more videos displayed.